This is Goma, the largest city in the North Kivu province in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Last night, the sound of gunshots filled the air. It continued throughout today, causing widespread panic and a mass exodus. Thousands of people have fled Goma and the surrounding countryside, carrying whatever they can. This isn't the first time for many of them. Goma is home to about 2 million people. About half of them, almost 1 million, were previously displaced. People came to Goma from surrounding regions after being forced to flee by a rebel onslaught conducted by the M23. The DRC is one of the largest countries in the world, but it is also one of the most unstable. There are a number of ongoing insurgencies in the country, but one of the most deadly is the one in the east, in Kivu. This insurgency is helmed by the March 23 movement, or M23. This rebel group has been active for over a decade, engaged in a low-intensity conflict with the DRC government. But M23 upped the ante back in 2022. They have taken over large swathes of Kivu over the years. The DRC government failed to check their advance. Now, the rebels have entered Goma, and they claim to have taken the city. There are reports of DRC troops surrendering, M23 rebels rounding up the Congolese security forces, and prisoners being marched through the streets. The DRC has called this a declaration of war, not just by the rebels, but by their alleged backers, Rwanda.
Mr. President, at this very moment, an attack of unprecedented intensity is taking place in plain sight of the world. Additional troops from Rwanda have penetrated our territory in an open and deliberate attack on our national sovereignty. This is a frontal assault, a declaration of war. Rwanda is preparing to orchestrate a carnage in broad daylight.
That was the DRC's foreign minister at the United Nations. She says that Rwanda has sent its armed forces into the DRC to fight alongside the M23 group. The DRC has accused Rwanda of supporting the M23 group before, and even though Kigali denies this, a number of Western nations believe Kinshasa. The US, the UK and France have all sided with the DRC. These permanent members of the UN Security Council want the violence to stop immediately. They want Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame, to back down and negotiate with the DRC leadership. Neighboring African nations have called for a return to peace as well.
We will be convening an extraordinary East African Community Summit within the next 48 hours to facilitate and to deliberate on this crisis and chart a way forward.
The situation in Goma is volatile. It could still devolve into an all-out war. The next few days will be extremely crucial.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send this special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually.
What are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion, 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.